This place, I knew it has big walls. There's a special chance to see the big works in one big space, and it turns out that they're pretty small in the end. You know? Maybe all my works have an element of no matter what the quality of the painting is. My painting is rough, but it gets people to think. It's not just looking at a picture of a landscape. It's you got to do something in my pictures to, like, you see oh, it's a stack of TVs, so each TV has a different show on it. Oh, okay. And then you think, all right, there's a stack of TVs, but it's not. It's just it's a fake stack of TVs, and there's not a TV show on any of them. They're flat. So it's just to get people to think, oh, wait a minute, there's a show on, stack of TVs, where are the cables, whatever, you know, the guy didn't paint the cable.
This exhibition is in two parts. The main part is Stephen Mathewson's show, My Heart Spins on the Grill, and this is Steve's first show in the UK, or it's his first solo show in the UK.
I usually show this kind of stuff in Austria, where no one really gets the whole English part of it, because they read it, but they don't really know what it is, you know? I was really thinking, this is nice to bring it to England, where then all of a sudden it gets a examination from proper English speakers. The New England thing. It's where basically I was raised in New England.
And what's the New England thing?
Well, it's just a little bit newer than Old England.
This is the first piece of work that you're going to see when you come into the gallery, which is the grill for the grill party, or the eponymous grill of the title. And like you see with all of the work in the show, there's this kind of text which is part comic, part filmic, a kind of an internal narrative perhaps. And there's a, you know, kind of look of a like 1950s abstract painting, but at the same time it's of a barbecue. They're not stretched, they're not primed, they're kind of more like relics than the sort of traditional painting that you'd get in a museum. And again, I like the way that fits in with the nature of the building. It's quite raw. It's quite a homemade kind of affair, the Fishmarket gallery. So it feels like this stuff has come home.
The guy in red, he's the owner of the house, and he's talking to this visitor about barbecue sauce that he's about to make, because the barbecue party will happen in about an hour and a half after the time of this image. The guy in the blue shirt is the same guy as the red shirt of the other picture. There's kind of, right after this series of images, somebody tries to kidnap him. He's a film director, Daz Konvinsky, fictional B-movie maker, trying to bring back the B-movie. Cat Fisherman, fictional stand-up comedian, should be around 80, 85. Comes from the old school of New York-based, moved to Vegas and Hollywood, have played in Chicago-style guys, probably sang with some jazz bands in the 50s, 60s.
Cat Fisherman plays Manworm in this movie, and he's in the can of tuna fish, and it's just been opened up, and he's looking towards it. Mama! He could
take 10 steps back from his microphone that he was telling his jokes into, and he could spit at it, and he would hit it 20 times in a row. The one lower one is a long text. It's called Charles on the Beach. It's about one of the characters in the story who goes on a long walk in Miami Beach, and those are his thoughts. He's thinking to himself, he had just turned, 19. His birthday party was the night before, and at the end of the text, he comes to a clump of stuff in the ocean. There's some birds flying around it, picking at it. And then he gets closer, and it turns out that it's his father, and that he had been murdered that night, and he finds him floating in the ocean, dead. And then the one above it is it's the same character who's talking, who's speaking these words, but he's saying this other text. The guy was talking way too loud. I don't know what that's, whatever. He was watching some other guy talking about something that he shouldn't have been talking about. So that's why he said that, and he has a little bit of the macho thing, and he was thinking of going over and killing him. But I don't know. Since I control the story, I'm not really into total murder and violence or that kind of stuff. It's more goofy sex and fun financial criminal stuff.
One of the constants in all of this work is a sort of like a childish joy of making and a childish joy of engaging with the world, and the way that words come together and the way that images come together and things can be flattened and opened up, and he was having a little bit of a sing-song while he paints.
This pile of TVs fits nice, and it's gonna be it's a multimedia thing, you know, because it looks like they're TVs, so it's kind of multimedia, new media. And then this flute image, it's part of something totally new. All the work is coming from one story, it's a story I've been working on for 5 years. The reason I go for this story-related art, or this one big story-related art, is because I found these individual images were just simply what for. You can do as many images as you want, but if the collectors or if the people who are giving out the money for this stuff, if they don't buy it, then it accumulates. So I end up with stacks and stacks and piles and rows of my images, random images, until 2003. I was a little bit egomaniac. I wanted to be a triple threat too, but not like in the traditional sense like Orson Welles or Woody Allen, writer, director, main star of film. I wanted to try to do that in a kind of painting world, or painting situation where I was also painting my life into my pictures, making the music for it. I don't know, not a triple threat, like a 6x, what is that? 6 hectare.
6 top load.
What's that? A sexta threat. Sex threat.
Sex pest.
Hexa threat. Let's say there's 8. Let's keep 6 out of that one. The packing roll that all the paintings came on is a plastic tube and a cardboard tube glued together, and it ended up looking like a flute somehow, abstractly, so we decided to paint it gold and call it the Magic Flute. It's about using everything you have to try to make something new or forge something new, or it doesn't have to even work or it makes sense. Originally I just wanted to have a card on the wall, Magic Flute, and no flute, just a card. Now flutes are regular flutes, but the magic one is invisible. But this one turns into the magical 20 billion pound flute, because it's the most incredible flute in the world. It's beyond magic. There's no way to play it. The hole's too big. But if you could actually get that to play, if it were to play, I think it would produce an amazing, loud, deep, enjoyable sound that it would give a new meaning to flute music generally.